Hi, this is Bill Oberg with Freedom Machine Tool coming to you from AWFS 2011 in Las Vegas. We're very excited here at the Las Vegas show to be introducing the Patriot 4x8 with a lathe attachment. This is a 4x8 foot machine tool. This particular machine has an 11 horsepower HSD spindle on it. This is an automatic tool change arrangement. I'm going to walk around to the side here. We've got 5 tool positions here. So we can pick from 5 tools on this machine tool, and we have an auto tool height sensor for automatically setting the Z0s for our part arrangements. With the lathe attachment configuration, we move up to an 8055 CNC control, which gives us the ability to support, of course, the 4th axis. It gives us a larger CRT, some faster processing. It's just a bit of an upgrade here on our standard Vagor 8035 package. With the lathe attachment, of course, we extend the bridge so we can work beyond the center of the lathe attachment. The lathe attachment has an 84-inch process length. The headstock stays stationary, and the tailstock can move up and down in this T-slot divider or T-slot arrangement here. Just by loosening these 2 bolts, we can manually adjust the length of the part that we're processing. Our headstock in this particular configuration is an independent 4-jaw chuck. Basically means that with this key holder, I can adjust each side of the jaw here independently in case something is off center or I have to move. It gives me more flexibility to adjust. All right, so we're actually gonna run a part here in the lathe attachment. We're gonna shoot that on this video. And first, I'm going to start by actually unloading the lathe attachment and loading it, so you can see that process. First, we start with the tailstock. Take this lever off and spin out the tailstock nose component, which this is a free spinning component, and this has an MT or a Morse taper. I'm going to say it's a number 3 so that you can change from live centers and various centers in the tailstock. Once we move the tailstock nose away, then I take this key, and all I have to do with this square piece is let out 2 of the headstock jaws, and voila, the piece is out. Take my blend. And I set the nose or the tailstock point first. For the center of the wood here, and I screw that just about all the way in. Go to the headstock points. Tighten the nose down. I'm just going to tighten up my tailstock nose and then swing the lever, and we are ready to process on the lathe attachment. Alright, so you saw me put our piece of our 4x4 stock in the lathe attachment, and now we're going to run the file. which again, I just want to point out, you can see the side-to-side capability. Not only can we cut a 10-inch diameter, but we can work off the center of the part to machine in details on whatever we're cutting here in the lathe attachment. So I just want to point out again, 10-inch diameter over the top, but also 7-inch square. So we can cut a 7-inch rosette in here and can work basically 3.5 inches off of each side of center for other details on our parts. I'll also want to point out again that we're using this beautiful cycloidal gear head. That's a real distinction when you're looking at anybody else's lathe attachment. If they're using a planetary or worm gear, this is just a far superior component. And that just is a continuation of what the Freedom Machine Tool Patriot product is. It's a value-priced industrial quality. I can't stress industrial quality enough on this machine tool. All steel frameworks, all ball screws, brushless AC servo motors, an industrial CNC control, and I could go on about the things that we're able to accomplish with the Fagor control system for driving a feature like a lathe attachment. And those are things, of course, that you learn about if you decide to buy a Patriot with a lathe attachment.